Live from the Liar's Lair. It's the Disinformed Podcast. My name is Shane.
I hate this intro. I'm John.
I think it's brilliant considering that I put 5 seconds of effort into finding it.
I can respect that.
And I'm Michael.
Apparently John's just not good at spitting rhymes, so he couldn't feel the beat.
Also, I was in Michael's bathroom, and I'm braver than Shane, and I smelled the Dark Temptation deodorant, and this is what I imagine Dark Temptation to sound like.
It's definitely what Dark Temptation feels like.
They may have changed the recipe, because it used to be a lot more chocolatey and seductive, and I feel nothing down there right now.
Chocolatey?
Yeah, like, chocolate has a smell.
Oh.
Only if she doesn't wash.
Oh.
Actually, it's chocolate.
Chocolata?
Chocolat.
It's Pieknot Griggeo.
You got that peanut grist?
Hey, y'all got any of that chablis?
Yeah, you got a merlot?
Anybody got a merlot in here?
I like me some of that merlot.
Hey, baby, where's my chablis at?
Hey, give me that IPA.
So I guess you were all wondering what we're going to talk about today.
I mean,
It's going to be a minute.
You couldn't tell from the intro music? I thought it was pretty obvious.
I mean, this is pretty easy to interpret. The general idea for the show, for all of you tuning in for the first time, God help you, is we are going to delve into an esoteric or an obscure topic, and we're going to try to give you a little bit of information about it, but in the course of explaining the topic, we're going to lie to you just a little bit, and the goal is for the co-hosts to ferret out what those lies are as they are listening. You can call a lie out anytime you think there is one, and it may or not be there.
Spooky.
Just like my parents.
Oh, she's here.
I
found her. I know
been,
exactly where she is. You can call me daddy. So, this week's episode... This music's just gonna keep playing.
No, hold on. I got something.
Thing.
I got something. I forgot it in the last episode, but I got it now. It was a topic when I was at work today. Let's go over our porn star names real quick.
Genital gangrene?
So, middle name in the first street that you remember. Let's go around.
Mine was Kenton El Dorado.
Not bad. Michael?
Robert Greer?
So no matter what, you're just white.
I'm gonna be HR cock and stuff.
Timothy Lone Cactus.
Ooh.
I also want you to know, since you don't have headphones on, that's exactly where the music cut off with a cymbal crash was following Timothy Lone Cactus. So this is a special production starring
that was
Timothy Lone Cactus.
Yeah.
Oh my gracious. Well, we are going to have a, apropos of a porn name, we're going to be talking about trunks today, kids.
Woo.
This episode
Spicy.
is Elephants on Acid, a.k.a. Tusko. So, I'm going to get you all used to that. Yes, Tusko. What happens if you give an elephant LSD?
Well, usually you can get it to sleep with you a little easier.
Or it just stares off into the corner talking about how its mom's going to try to tell it the water remembered.
I feel like this is going to be fun. I feel like this is worth the beer that I opened.
I hope so. Researchers solved this mystery on Friday, the 3rd of August, 1962, when Warren Thomas, director of Lincoln Park Zoo in Oklahoma City, fired a cartridge syringe containing 297 milligrams of LSD into the rump of Tusko, the elephant. With Thomas were two colleagues from the University of Oklahoma School of Medicine, Louis Joylon West and Chester M. Pierce.
Why did he shoot?
It's a syringe.
I mean,
right?
you're not just going to walk up to it and try to force it in its mouth. It's
I would imagine, like, the size of an acid tab that you'd need for an elephant would be about, like, the size of, like, a king-size comforter.
Yes, or a pillow.
Well, I'm just picturing, like, they're, like, standing at the zoo, and he's like, There's no zookeepers. Fire the shot.
Have you never wanted to fire something into the butt of an elephant?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I don't ask for permission first.
I've seen some of the girls you tried to date. I mean, that was your typical Friday night. So,
Oof.
yipes. So the dose was about 3,000 times what a human would typically take. Thomas, West, and Pierce figured that if they were going to give an elephant LSD, they'd better not give it too little. They later explained that the experiment was designed to find out if LSD would induce a musth in an elephant.
Musth?
Musth, which is a kind of temporary madness that male elephants sometimes experience, during which they become highly aggressive and secrete a sticky fluid from their temporal glands.
Isn't that dealing with like breeding season or something like that as well, typically?
And so this is where, again, the aggression being tied to the act of, preparation for staking one's turf for territory and claim.
You know, it would probably be easier if they were trying to get them horny doing like MDMA or something like
well,
that.
but they want to see whether or not the LSD gets in
a
there.
little more grindy on MDMA as opposed to acid.
They also put on like trance music and turn the lights down low.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you do it too much, the elephant will probably just like huddle in a corner and just like feel the floor.
Well, just wait for a second.
Oh, shit.
So one may also suspect a small element of ghoulish curiosity was involved in the experiment. But whatever the reason, it almost immediately went awry. Tusko reacted as if he had been shot by a gun. He trumpeted around his pen for a few minutes and then keeled over. Horrified, the researchers tried to revive him with a variety of antipsychotics, but in about an hour later, he was dead.
Oh, shit.
In an article,
ride
or die, bitch. Ride or die. In an article published 4 months after the event, Science, volume 138, page 11,100, the three scientists sheepishly concluded it appears that the elephant is highly sensitive to the effects of LSD. Understatement of the fucking century.
I can't believe Science took that up. They're like, yeah, we pumped this elephant full of LSD. Yes.
You should have seen the rest of the volume.
Now, I do have, let me scroll down here. I want to give everyone so that you can follow along. Oh, this is a very long hyperlink. We have first riverdale.org/CMS. Here, we're going to post the link in the episode index here. So you can click on the link, you can go over and follow along.
Cool.
And then the other, I have some research later on that is from the second link, which is campusalbion.edu, which we have some actual research that was performed subsequently.
Don't set the bar too high. I don't know if John can handle it.
So yeah, I was going to say, so with every tiers of episodes, if you haven't caught on to like the ordering, it's it's John, Michael, Shane, John, Michael, Shane. So it's literally from least to most effort.
I was going to say, actually, the first episode we ever recorded was Michael presenting, and then we've gotten into a weird loop. So yeah, it was just he and I both did the first time, and then you picked up the second recording session.
Oh,
so that's how we've gotten to you being the lead off or the opening hitter to try to get on base.
Technically, you're finishing the cycle.
Yes. Break the cycle.
Well, does the water remember?
The water remembers.
The water won't forget.
So the experiment instantly made well done. I just got you. So the experiment instantly made headlines. Faced with a public relations disaster, the scientists protested their innocence. They had not anticipated the elephant would die.
I just imagine like all these lab coats like standing in a circle like at like a press conference, holding their hands up being like, you gotta admit, you would have wanted to fucking watch. You would have wanted to fucking watch.
We didn't know it would die. It was just lying there on the floor there.
You can't OD on acid. Everybody knows this. And someone in the corner is like, you totally fucking can. And they're like,
you can't OD on acid.
Like, no, marijuana and acid. Those are the safe ones.
Alternative facts. Oh. So, in their experience, LSD was a powerful hallucinogen, but rarely fatal. West and Pierce helpfully noted that they themselves had previously taken the drug. No shit. The experiment's results failed to provide clear evidence of musth-like behavior, a condition commonly observed in male Asiatic elephants, characterized by aggressiveness and discharging of the temporal glands, yada, yada, yada. Overt aggression, dribbling of urine, and elevated plasma testosterone levels. So again, yes, pre-mating.
Wait, you don't usually dribble urine?
Wait, is that pre-cum?
No, well, okay, for you it might be, but for normal people, pre-cum isn't urine.
You mean you had to get your prostate examined
if you're
dribbling, sir?
I was talking about it.
Okay, but still.
I can only get hard
when you're
to urine. Yeah, like
well,
that's
okay.
the only thing that gets me going.
I don't kink shame.
All right,
Don't
Kelly.
kink
So the study has been the subject of controversy and criticism regarding issues of miscalculation of dosage related to homeopathy from our previous episodes. They should have diluted it a bit more.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Thomas tried to find a silver lining. They had learned that LSD can be lethal to elephants. Oof. Yeah. So perhaps he mused the drug could be used to destroy herds in countries where they're a problem. Because those elephant herds,
Is that bullshit?
that is real.
Oh my
He said, oh, yeah, no, maybe we can use this to destroy elephant populations, so the next time that the Huns try to, come over the Alps riding them, we can totally take them out.
Excuse me, it wasn't the Huns that went over the Alps.
I know.
I think he was doing a bit, and I think that you, like an elephant, trampled on his bit.
It's like a bit with a horse, apparently.
I was just trying to have fun, and you stopped.
All right, I got it.
You just fucked up
you-
Michael's first voice change that he's ever tried to do on this podcast.
Hey, could you tell me when the Mongols ruled China? For some reason, no one ever took him up on the offer for killing the elephants en masse. Now, lest you assume that such experimentation was limited to only backwoods Middle America universities, I'm sorry, Oklahoma, this experiment was later followed by another experiment from UCLA in 1983. Does Becky hate UCLA?
She hates
Stanford,
exclusively.
I know,
No, she just
but-
hates.
Okay. She hates...
The concept.
So,
I have no idea.
For UCLA, because the original study had continued to receive attention and criticism, the following study was conducted to correct procedural problems and re-examine the relationship between LSD and the musth behavior in the elephant. Specifically, the study was designed to incorporate an observational behavioral profile sensitive to drug effects in elephants, as well as be more careful of testing with the LSD dosages independent of additional drugs, as opposed to shooting it in the ass and say, let's wind it up and see what happens.
Getting weird with it tonight, boys. Woo!
Now, I should say...
fucking.
Hold them down. Relative to this, I am very excited to indicate that this leads directly into this week's sponsor. And if you guys are not excited, you're going to be in a moment.
I'm full mast.
That's the sponsor noise now.
As
I got the months going.
yes, he's dribbling urine. We are sponsored by the greatest of all undies services, Squee Undies. Do you love elephants? We know we do. That's why Squee Undies wanted to support the Disinformed podcast's special episode this week and help debut their brand new trunk undies. The Squee Undies patented trunk design checks all the boxes. Short in the leg, minimalistic, form-fitting, supportive, and of course, they have elephant's ears and a patented penis pocket to turn your pelvis into your favorite sub-Saharan animal. Now you can finally tell your girlfriend to help save the elephants in the way you always wanted with our brand new Squee Undies trunks. Check them out online and use the offer code IDIOT at nowhere.com to save 15% on our non-existent underwear. Squee Undies, we are exhausted and desperately wish we could stop penning ad copy already. Please let us stop. It's killing us. Squee Undies, put some fance in your pants. So, now that we've talked about our patented trunk undies, and if you have not felt a Squee Undie, oh my god, they're so soft.
Squee.
They cradle...
You sounded so convicted about it.
They
You
cradle...
haven't tried it then, I guess.
I mean, they cradle all your nethers. Every
Lift
single one of them.
and separate in all the right ways.
I
Yes.
just want bras for my testicles.
And you have them now.
Squee! So, in this subsequent UCLA test, conducted by Ronald Siegel, 2 Asiatic elephants, 1 male, 1 female, born and reared in North America with no history of musth, were used as subjects. Siegel had a major advantage over Weston Pearson Thomas because he wasn't a dumb fuck. He was also an expert on the use and influence on animals for LSD.
He's done this shit before?
no.
Oh.
But,
I was about to be like, bullshit.
it says he was an expert on the use and influence on animals. This bad copy.
He's
So,
used
anyway.
to influence.
But in any event, he had a better
influence
idea
animals.
for dosage, is what it's saying. Is so
Fair.
he had utilized dosage before.
Useless.
So Siegel administered 2 different doses, and this is 0.003 milligrams and a 0.01 or 0.1 milligram per kilogram. So the drug had little effect in its lower dose, and in the higher dosage, the elephants seemed to be enjoying themselves. During baseline observations, both elephants spent most of the time rocking and swaying while chained in a barn. This sounds like every frat party at UCLA I've ever been to. Exploration consisted mostly of trunk exploration, in their brand new comfy Squee Undies, of the observers in the area, as well as the sandy yard. So you've got two elephants chained in a barn, just dragging their trunk around through the sand and touching people.
So aren't there elephants that
Paint?
paint? Yeah.
Yes.
I was hoping that
Please
would
tell
happen.
me, is there going to be painting?
There's not painting.
Aw.
Because now what I'm thinking is like, maybe they weren't just like willy-nilly dragging their trunks. Maybe they were just like fucked out of their minds, like trying to draw shit in dirt. Like,
It's possible. The Van Gogh elephant's going to have some ear problems,
Oh,
but
And then when they're coming to and they're cleaning up the pen, they're just crying.
No!
It's like,
not
My
again.
work!
artistry is pain.
So, after the exploration, they had ear flapping, a form of thermoregulation. It remained relatively constant, as did vocalizations, which was primarily comprised of growls, which are short-distance contact calls to other elephants. So this is a drunk elephant wandering and go, guys, seriously, where you at? This is so crazy.
Stumpy.
My
you
grandma's
not
crawling up my leg with a knife between her teeth. Hold on. Perhaps the most interesting change in the female was the increased inappropriate behavior marked by leaning with closed eyes and slightly ataxic gain, called the sawhorse position.
So presenting herself.
Or just wiggling back and forth.
Oh, I can't stand, guys. Somebody hold me.
The male showed a similar, though more aggressive, ataxic behavior, vigorously shaking its head, trumpeting, and ultimately self-gratifying by attempting to rub its penis against several observers in the closure.
Well, I mean, we've all been there at a party, haven't we?
Just hold
Especially
still a
when-
minute. Hold on. Wait.
Oh, I mean, not in that context.
Well, I mean,
No,
when
I
I'm
mean,
in
like,
enclosure chain to an enclosure, that's usually what I try and do.
Yes, just rub your penis against everything.
I don't
that's
even
usually
need LSD.
me,
No,
me
observers.
with my Squee
Yes.
Undies.
Yeah.
Periodically, the inappropriate behavior was interrupted by aggressive displays or dust bathing. Not, that kind of dust. During all LSD sessions, both elephants refused feeding and most drinking. However, during the high dosage sessions, the male continued to be sexually aggressive and bathed with hay left for sustenance, but did not eat it. So it's like smearing peanut butter on your chest instead of actually eating it. Within 24 hours following the LSD treatments, both elephants returned to normal baseline behaviors, including feeding and drinking. Examination of the temporal glands revealed no evidence of discharge. So, the first doctors were absolutely batshit and had no idea what they were doing, and said, oh, you can probably kill elephants with LSD. And later studies have shown that is not the case. It just, when you shoot anything full of 3,000 milligrams, I'm sure it's probably going to do something. Siegel discovered LSD did not have a psychotic reaction leading to musth, and so the original hypothesis of West and Pierce was proven to be false. They concluded elephants can tolerate high dosages of LSD, but that the resultant behavior provides an unsatisfactory model for the natural aggression and behavior disorders associated with musth or temporal gland secretions. Now, in addition, they're saying thresholds are... Well, here we go.
Well, so it sounds like when they're on acid, they just want to fuck. Is
Possibly.
that what they're wanting to do?
Or at least the concept of.
Have they
Isn't
tried
everybody
to jump
wanna
this
fuck?
into pandas as well? Because maybe we could, cure some
Ooh,
other
good
problems.
idea.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Slip them a little acid,
Hey, just throwing that out there. Pandas and acid. It's gonna
put on
be
a little
big.
Sade. Just
part
let
two.
them...
This is no ordinary love.
It's no ordinary panda. It's the Panda Express. Now, Siegel asserts that although the death of Tusko cannot be fully explained by his study, it appears that the absolute dose of LSD given to Tusko, who weighed almost twice what the elephants in his experiment weighed, may have been a factor in exceeding some threshold for toxic effects, especially when injected rapidly. Such threshold effects are well known with respect to human reactions for hallucinogens such as mescaline. In addition, Tusko's heavy fall, followed by his labored breathing, laryngeal spasm and strangulation, and subsequent treatment with promazine and phenobarbital, may have contributed greatly to his toxicity.
Barbitol, isn't that
They
a
were giving it
barbiturate?
antipsychotics, essentially, is what they were trying. So that's what they're saying. As much as them trying to help him at the end and him being a bit too big probably contributed. So that, boils and ghouls, is what I have for you for elephants on acid.
How the fuck did I not think of any other bullshits?
I have no idea. It's so absurd to begin with that it's pretty easy to get.
So in
past.
between breaks, because we're going to demystify this real quick, we record batches of episodes.
Yes.
Whoa, showing them behind the scenes. Whoa.
So in between batches, what was the last one? That was the go ahead and say it again for us.
Homeopath? Homeopathy?
In between that episode and this one, I was going out to grab a beer, and Michael's roommate and his friend were out there, and they're asking, hey, you having fun? I was like, oh yeah, just listen to a bunch of crock of shit. And they were talking about your topic, and I was like, honestly though, like he could be presenting about anything right now. Like the topics that are chosen are just so fucking just bizarre for the most part that. And even the ones that aren't bizarre, you do the Frontier, you do the Mount Everest. I mean, it's kind of bizarre, like larger than life things, stranger than fiction,
larger than life. In the case of elephants.
So let's fuck this elephant. What do we got here?
Yeah, because I got nothing. The only thing that popped in my head was why was it oddly specific 297 milligrams? But
yes, it's that is specific. They went through the whole thing.
They're scientists. Even if they've completely fucked everything up, they still recorded things to the T.
Yes, and I was going to say the research I went to specifically to get the dosage relative to and what the subsequent study proved. And the reason for why they injected him in the first place, it wasn't just, hey, let's just shoot him up with LSD and see what happens. Was there any
preface on like what gave them the idea that you saw? Like why
they
wanted to know?
Acid, so they were probably like elephants.
So you think that's what those like quacks were doing? Like they were just hanging out and they were just tripping the fuck out, and they're just like, I like elephants. And it's like, yeah, I wish I could run with an elephant. And they're like, you ever wonder if you could run with an elephant while they were on acid with you? And he's like, no, but now I do.
Let's go get some acid. I think the general idea is that the doctors initially are probably those that study the elephants in general, and so they were just looking to study the effects because they know elephants and possibly create a musth state. And so that was the joy. So I had to do the subsequent research.
Okay. Maybe it's a blending of the both, though. There's I think I mentioned the episode before. If not, I mentioned it off mic. But there was, and we mentioned microdosing. There was an episode of Reply All where the hosts, or some of the, two of the members of that crew, sneakily microdosed for, I think, a week or 2 weeks because of there's not an allegation, there's talks about, how productive you could be while microdosing LSD. It's a really awesome episode, especially because one of them feels very, very guilty through most of it, because they're doing something bad, or I don't know. But anyway, so maybe it tied into why they wanted to maybe they were microdosing LSD.
Who knows?
Well, I know that there's a lot more research being done into, I think, LSD and MDMA, I think, specifically in the last year or so. About good benefits and stuff. So,
but also this was 1962.
Yeah.
So everybody's dropping everything. It's all about expanding your consciousness. So the context of the time,
like Gaia.com.
Finding everything you can, or reaching out like the elephant itself with the tusk.
But anyway, what was the how many things did you have, and what's the first thing that we missed?
Yeah.
Okay. So there are only two. Quantitative or substantive lies.
Was his name really Tusko?
Yes. The original elephant is Tusko.
Sounds like a business.
So the male's aggressive ataxic behavior with the sawhorsing is true, but he did vigorously shake his head and trumpet. He did not attempt to self-gratify by rubbing his penis on anybody in the enclosure.
Oh, man.
Elephants are not humans.
I just wanted to believe in true love.
I guess, because not all, only a very small number of animals actually masturbate. I think it's humans, dolphins, and maybe
do dolphins?
I think
I've heard that. Yeah.
I believe
no, they enjoy sex.
I think that porcupines as well, or armadillos. It's one of the shelled creatures.
They do it for more than just procreation. They do it because it's nice. It's fun.
They like the feels.
Yes,
and the taste.
And you're going to like the feels of your brand new Squee Undies. They're headed your way right now. You can get your trunk on anything. And then the second lie is that after the high dosage sessions, the male was continually sexually aggressive, which was what they were trying to get to happen.
Oh.
So if you're following along, if they said it didn't meet the musth, it didn't actually happen. They weren't put into that state.
Right.
So yeah, those two were the lies. And everything else is absolutely true.
That was fantastic.
Isn't it fun? It's a weird topic, but it's one that I had heard about before, and I really enjoyed hearing it, but they didn't provide any context as well. It's just, hey, they shot this elephant full of acid, so I needed to find out what actually, generated the need to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we're at. So, congrats, kids, you survived.
Nice.
No, that was a nice lighthearted one as comparative to Stanford, right?
I'm trying not to just beat you all to death, for all this.
Yeah,
other
I think
nonsense.
the last grouping was pretty brutal. I think I went home just feeling nothing inside.
I went into my shower and I kind of cried.
I went home and I found my mattress was removed from my cell and I couldn't sleep on anything but the carpet and the concrete. So yeah, it was a rough night. Then they sprayed me with a fire extinguisher.
They never did give you that blanket though.
Not once.
They didn't.
Well, I think that is going to wrap it up for us here at the Disinformed podcast. We want to spend another special thank you to our sponsor today, Squee Undies. You can go to their non-existent website and you can use our offer code. Nowhere.com is what it is. You can use our offer code idiot at nowhere.com, save 15% on the non-existent underwear. And please let their copywriters take a moment and not just churn out. Please, let's support every podcast on the planet for our special Squee Undies.
Yeah.
So get some fans in your pants for our special new trunks.
And what do we have coming up? I think
it's for us to know and for you to find out,
or anything that you guys are thinking of checking out next.
I guess I can make it. I can force myself to do it by making it known that I'm going to do it, thereby forcing myself to do it and getting off my ass.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about flat Earth.
Flat Earth.
Be good.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it, but I like it,
I'm going to I'll try and mainly talk about more common theories,
Cool.
or like maybe a little bit of historical things, because there are some historical ones. I'm not going to try and talk shit about specific people because I don't really care too much about that.
That's fair.
Yeah, because I think I mentioned it last time, I like figuring out why people think this stuff makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll try and investigate it from that sort of paradigm.
Cool.
I have been teasing this for a while, but I'm going to get into the controversy surrounding the lifetimes and sudden disappearance of Richard Simmons.
Okay.
So it's going to be good. There is the whole Richard Simmons podcast for those that want to go listen to it and bone up before we dive in. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be entertaining, I'm sure, because the man's got an afro that just won't quit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty undecided, but Michael reminding me of one of his potential topics and things that I was looking up today. I think we're gonna have a grouping. So he's gonna do flat Earth, and I'll do a double topic.
Ooh.
Hollow Earth and Hollow Moon.
Ooh. Okay.
Now, last pod did a deep dive. Early episodes of last pod, they have a Hollow Earth and a Hollow Moon episode, but they're also not trying to bullshit you. And also, I don't remember their sources, and I don't remember the fucking episodes anymore.
That's the spirit.
So I'll find maybe 3.5 tabs per topic, and we'll.
Well, don't set yourself too short, man. You might find
the half tab is our Google Doc.
Oh, okay.
So you're a Hollow Earth, Hollow Moon.
Hey, there's nothing that turns
moon.
me on more than a hollow moon, because I need to fill it up.
I can see it. I can feel it.
Yeehaw.
I see it. I need it.
Coming in the air.
Static X. I got it. There
Thank
we go.
you. Well
hey,
done.
new metal fans.
Oh, dial it back.
Also, Mark Twitchell is still an asshole. And you can thank new metal for his existence and killings.
Twitchell.
Do you know Mark Twitchell?
Not personally. He doesn't call me.
Not with that attitude.
Anyway, that's probably as far that you can drive away from being on topic as possible.
Yes.
Maybe.
Well, I think we're gonna finally put this elephant to rest. If you want to,
it's been
please.
nailed over for a while now.
Dear God, poor Tusko. We barely knew ye.
R.I.P. poor Tusko.
Tusko, king of the elephants. No, wait, that was Babar.
if I knew this wouldn't be copyrighted, I would put "In the Arms of an Angel" right here as the outro.
Well done.
But I'm not going to pay for licensing, and I'm not going to get copyrighted.
While
so.
the flesh may fade, the spirit lingers on, and the water remembers. Our pages, for those that want to love us and give us a little support and strokey, is iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcast Addict, Spotify, all the places disreputable podcasts are found. You can find us there. Give us a like, give us a review. Tell everybody that you love our show. If you want to follow us on the social networks, you can get us on Instagram at Disinformed Podcast, Facebook.com, Disinformed Podcast, with a slash in between there in case you want to actually find the page. And at Twitter, we are at Disinformed Pod. We thank you all for supporting us, giving a little listen, and getting through this trunk-filled episode. For the Disinformed Podcast, I'm Shane.
I'm Timothy Lone Cactus.
And I'm Robert Greer. Man, that's so boring.
John.
And Michael.
And Kenton El Dorado. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll clean it up.
With acid?
With elephants.